We've got a plan for everybody. Medihelp, a medical aid in action.
Yes, well, we are definitely in action. A warm welcome and a good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us, and what a beautiful video. I can guarantee you that it was a whole lot of fun to make. But we are here to share our Medihelp 2025 product review and our offering, and we're so excited to have our studio audience present here this morning and all of you online. Now, some of those bodies that you saw in that video as we started are actually present here in our studio, and I want them to join us. So here they are in real life. I believe that they are proud Medihelpers. The first one, he's slutting it in hot pants. His name is Keanu Fisher, and he is a graphic designer. Here's our fit body. Whoa, wow, come on, yeah. Fit like Keanu, definitely a fit body. Up next, we have Kwena Molekwa, our ambitious body, the man who looks after business development, and you saw him there with his briefcase looking really aspirational. Kwena, good to see you. Yeah. And then probably one of my favorite people, she's way too organized for life, I must tell you. Her name is Daleen. In English, I call her Daleen. She is Daleen Cornelius. She is our other body, our home body. I also have to tell you, the dog in the video was not hers. Cool model, right? I know. So our Medihelp's events coordinator, she represents our home body. Hey, Daleen. Yeah. Wow. Well, there you have a sneak peek of some of those bodies. I always say I'm a busybody because when I have my entire panel here on stage, I want to ask the questions, and we're definitely going to do that today. So thanks for our sneak peek as we watch and we see those bodies as we evolve into today. But from my side, I first want to say good morning, Dumela, Sanbonani, Goeiemôre, Molweni nonke. So all of you, it is a huge privilege to be here. My name's Ilana Afrika Bredenkamp, and I have the privilege of hosting our hot blue seats this morning and to chat to our executive team. Moreover, so our Medihelp 2025 product review. Now, as I mentioned this morning, there's a lot to be excited about, but I want to acknowledge everyone in our room. We've already done our house rules in here, but for you watching as well, to our advisor partners, to our guests here in studio, to our Medihelp executive team, and to our special Medihelp guests and everyone watching, a warm welcome to each and every one of you. Now to Vasha Vala, our Medihelp principal officer, Dr. Christu de Prier, our head of managed care, and right here next to me, Kwena Molekwa, our ambitious body, as well as our senior manager for growth. A warm welcome to each and every one of you as well. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, to our studio, or our audience in our studio, I mentioned to them, please keep your phones handy. And to you watching as well, we need you to keep those phones with you because you can download Slido. It's a scan, and then it's a participation. Later on, I'll be asking some questions, and you can take part and raise your own opinion. And there it is, our QR code for Slido. You're welcome to scan the code now. Download the app if you don't have it already, and then participate in our Q&A that we will have later on today. Well, what are we talking about if there's even a Q&A? Our various elements and our themes for our product review today while you're scanning that code. We're talking and unpacking our personal power values and how Medihelp supports members and also how we live these values. I'm very excited about that chat. Then, the value that Medihelp adds with new, innovative, personalized journeys. Also the value of time and how cognizant Medihelp is in saving advisors, healthcare professionals, and corporate groups and members time. The value of technology. Vasha, I'm extremely excited to chat about technology today in this wonderful world that we live in. And then lastly, our Medihelp's value for money offering. We're really looking forward to an insightful morning with you, and we're really looking forward to you engaging on our Slido app. Well, while I have Kwena here next to me, what's the percentage increase?
A nice try.
And I can see the smiles in our studio already. Now, before we start the conversations, I want to invite all of our advisor partners also to stay until the end. I know that sometimes, life gets into the way, but we have a short session with you. And the reason I want you to stay until the end is because we have a special e-gift for you, one CPD point, as well as an advisor pack. So please stay until the end. Also, we don't want you to miss out on this. We have two very special announcements that's happening in the studio today. So please engage, stay until the end, and enjoy this morning with us. Well, we're starting with that chat that I mentioned earlier I'm extremely excited to have, and it's the conversation around values. Vasha, this is special stuff. I mean, we talk values, we talk about how we try and protect the world through this kind of conversation. What are the most important values that you live by, and why?
Ilana, thank you so much, and it's lovely to be here and to have the opportunity to speak about values both in a personal and Medihelp context. And let me start by saying that my personal power value is kindness, so just the upliftment of someone without expecting something in return.
Kindness is a beautiful value, and it's interesting you say that, and it's going to be one of my questions this morning as well. We do a lot of work in communities, and it starts with kindness for good. Kindness for talent, how you can use your talent for good. So it motivates me very much that kindness is the first value that we are talking about. How does Medihelp live kindness?
So we do that by supporting various initiatives. So the two initiatives I'd like to share is the first one. We're working with a company called Pelo Pepa, which is a health train that actually travels through communities, providing primary care to underserved communities. And the second one I'm super, super excited about. It's called My Walk, Made with Soul. And in essence, it's about upcycling drip bags, oxygen masks, tubing, to actually manufacture school shoes for children. And it's not about putting shoes on the feet of these children. It's about what it does for their self-esteem, their confidence, and setting them up for a successful future.
Well, we're definitely setting us up for a successful future when I think of those great initiatives that you've just mentioned. A question that comes to mind is, we're talking scheme. Earlier I said, I was joking with Quena about the percentage increase. Why are we talking about values, and what does it have to do with medical aid?
So the consumer of today expects brands to be genuine about their values.
Right.
And it's not only about companies' values, but it's about the values of individuals, their personal power values, the thing that gets them up in the morning, rearing and ready to go. And I think it's important that brands actually realize that consumers want them to understand this individuality and to actually speak to that individuality, to engage them on that basis, to develop products and speak to them in a language that speaks to their values.
It's wonderful how values and what you've just said also makes me feel noticed. I want to feel like I'm important or that I belong. How does Medihelp support people and their lives in terms of values?
Well, I think in order to live your values, you need a partner in health. I mean, without your health, basically you have nothing. And we believe that Medihelp is that partner. And it's not only about taking care of you when you're sick, but it's about your well-being, understanding that need, and it's taking the whole person in mind, whether it's products that we're designing or solutions that we're designing. And for me, this is, the whole power of value graphics.
Value graphics. So that for me is a new term. What's value graphics?
So traditionally, companies consider things like demographics, age, gender, where you live, psychographics, how you think about things, your attitudes, your behaviors. But value graphics actually brings your personal power values into the mix. And it starts to inform the way you design products and solutions, because values are what make people tick. So this is how it's all brought together, and we believe that, people need a partner in health to be able to focus on the things that makes their lives fulfilling. So it gives them peace of mind and, in essence, frees up that mind space to actually focus on their core values.
Well, now you didn't just touch my mind, you also touched my heart. That's really special, value graphics. Okay, so which aspirational and inspirational values do you recognize in your members or potential members?
So I think Medihelp would love to have fit, brave, smart, creative, healthy bodies to actually join us. And even if you're a homebody, you're welcome to join us.
Homebody, right here. Any hands? I see you. I see you. I see you. Okay, well, this takes things to another level. Vasha just said some amazing things that has really got me interested. An interesting take on things, I must say. Now, I want to wonder you, in terms of your personal power values. So we're going to head to Slido. For all of you with your phones in hand already, this is amazing. I would like to know here, to our studio audience, our executive team, we would like to know what is the most important value that you live by. So you can cast your vote now. Some of the options there as you see it. If you've scanned your QR code, and if you haven't done so already, you can head to Slido, scan the code, and you'll have access to our first question for today. What is the most important value you live by? For now, you can choose fitness, health, family, which is definitely mine, and I think Dr. Christus as well. We'll ask him about that. Creativity, courage, knowledge, fun, yes, kindness, and even wisdom. There's a beautiful book that actually talks about values, and they always say they want to wish you good wealth, wisdom, and health. And these are some of the things that are in our Slido discussion right now. So cast your vote, which value? So what's the most important one for you? So far, family is right at the top with health second. Kindness, there we go, Vasha, your words that are resonating with us. And those percentages keep on moving. I must say fun is the last one at this stage. I think everyone's living for their families instead of for the fun. But the most important value there, with health being second, kindness being third, and then the first one being family, that's really fascinating stuff, right? Dr. Christu, having a look at all of those, knowledge just outshone wisdom, because there is a difference. Thank you, everyone. You're great at voting. If I look at those values, with family being one of the first, and I mean, I predicted it. I said it, I think family will come out tops. Family is important to you, but I'm not going to feed you any words today. What is your most important value and why?
Thanks, Ilana. I would say my number one value is love. And I'm not talking about a fuzzy, warm emotion. I'm talking about love as the way of looking at other people and looking for the good in them. Mm-hmm. And look at ways that you can bring out the good in other people. And that also means, in our context, good health. How do we look at our members? How do we design products for them that brings the best out of them? And one of the ways we're doing that is to structure personalized journeys that will bring the best health out of every member body.
You are, and when I say you, I'm talking about Medihelp. We're adding a tremendous amount of value when it comes to journeys, and you just mentioned now personalized solutions. I want to know more about that. So values and personalized solutions.
I would like to use this opportunity to maybe highlight three of our value-add journeys. And the first one is the parenting journey. And if I look at the results with family being first, that's the same way we feel. We place such an emphasis, high emphasis on family. So our parenting journey is an important one. It's such an exciting time for moms and dads to be, but it's also a time when they have a lot of questions and there's lots of uncertainties in how to parent best. And to support them, we have partnered with ParentSense and personal digital assistant app that they can use. And that'll help them get through the first phase of parenting and of family life. And it doesn't matter whether it's your first or your second or your third child, this will add value in all respects. The second journey is one that's very close to our hearts, and that is a journey that centers on mental wellness. Mm. And we're all aware that globally, mental health is a crisis. And South Africa has not been spared in that respect. And even in our member base, we have a lot of members facing mental health challenges on a daily basis. So our program will assist members suffering from depression, both in and out of hospital. And we've also added social worker services to that benefit. And number 3 is our post-hospital care innovation. It's only been running for a couple of months, but it's had astonishing success. We've already shown a reduction of 15% in preventable hospital readmissions. And I think the thing that excited me was the impact that it had on our members and their reaction to it. So they were just overwhelmed by the care and the benefits that they experienced after being discharged from hospital. So why don't you join me and let's have a look at a short clip about our post-hospital care innovation and watch that together.
Caring is more than a value at Medihelp. It infuses everything we do. Our unwavering commitment is to the well-being of every member. That's why we have created an innovative care program to support you after a hospital stay. Studies show that approximately 15% of patients face complications after hospitalization, often leading to readmission. Medihelp's care program is designed to prevent this. We understand that healing begins when you leave the hospital. That's when our care coaches step in, providing personalized support to ensure a smooth transition from hospital to home and back to full health. Throughout the program, our care coaches help identify possible complications, remind you about follow-up doctor's visits, and offer peace of mind if you have any concerns during your recovery. At Medihelp, caring isn't just a value, it's our way of life. Medihelp, a medical aid in action.
Oh, you heard it. Caring is a way of life, and we're definitely in action as we're getting closer to today, the end of today's product review. What is exciting is right at the beginning of this morning, I spoke about technology. It's probably my favorite part that we're getting to. We're using technology in so many ways. I mean, with our members, we want to save our members' time, our advisors, our healthcare partners. How are we doing that?
So I think just in the video that you've just seen now with our post-hospital innovation, obviously it has an AI engine that runs behind that actually is able to give an indication of who needs the most care and what type of care is required. And just with that innovation, we've been able to give back 2,500 productive hours back to members who would otherwise have ended up in hospital.
Sure.
And I think that's not even taking into account, those productive hours, but the impact on the family, traveling to hospital, the lost time, and so forth. Then the other thing that I'm super, super excited about is that we're using breaking edge technology through providing eligible members with a home monitoring app. And what this uses is a technology called photoplasmography that actually looks at the vasculature under the skin and is able to monitor vitals in a real-time basis from the comfort of your home. So this is what I'm super, super excited about. And I think furthermore, as it relates to technology, instead of listening to me speak about technology, I'd like to introduce you to our digital avatar, Ompile, who will tell you more about our technology journey.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Ompile, your AI representative here at Medihelp. Digital buzzwords such as AI, machine learning, predictive analytics, apps, and alerts are consuming human and avatar conversations. Medihelp is embracing the power of technology to personalize our engagements and empower our members to welcome their healthcare and well-being journey with open arms. With the help of AI, the healthcare journey, from well-being to palliative care, is becoming hyper-personal. By using digital touchpoints and machine learning, each member's personalized electronic consumer record allows our case managers to provide expert and personal managed care, digitally monitor areas such as chronic care compliance, and pick up key points of intervention when needed, in real time. In fact, by leveraging AI-driven data analytics, traditional case managers have become healthcare coaches. This allows us to deepen our support and enable our members to create the best versions of themselves. In essence, it means a transition from a world of predictive to prescriptive. We are also helping you take back time by keeping the user experience central to all our digital platforms. The dashboards on the member zone and corporate zone have been refreshed so that you can get what you need quicker. And last but not least, members can book virtual consultations with a doctor, a nurse, and even with a psychologist in future via the member zone, so that they get expert advice from the comfort of their home. And we help members to search for and book visits with our network providers, therefore ensuring that they are covered for care and never out of pocket. We'll always keep you updated on all the latest developments. Enjoy the rest of the preview.
Yo, Umpilo. She can even blink. But what a beautiful offering. You know, I mean, I think this deserves a round of applause, because you have truly embraced the digital age, and you are saving us time. But more than that, when I just want to go back to those values conversation, you are giving me reassurance. This is great, Vasha.
And I think it's so important, Ilana, that we're able to give humans the time and the capacity to engage at a deeper level with people. And I think that's the value of technology.
Okay, well, technology has definitely changed our lives, even though, as Vasha has mentioned, it will never replace the human touch. Which brings me to this. A congratulations is in order. No, a cake is not coming out, studio audience. But you can give me a clap to this. For the third year in a row, Medihelp has had a podium finish for service in the Oscar Africa Orange Index. So we're quite excited about that. Earlier I mentioned there's two important things I'm going to share, and I haven't even gotten to that yet. So I gave you another one for free. Just another benefit. See what I did there? Well, now it's time to talk about value for money that Medihelp offers us as South Africans, and I could say South African bodies, seeing that we had our bodies on stage here earlier. Kwena, before you share the most significant changes with our guests, with our online audience, you were the ambitious body.
Yes.
So is that your most important core value? Because I saw how you were walking there with your briefcase in the beginning video. He was walking up the stairs, but the stairs are going nowhere. He's like, I'm Kwena, I'm walking stairs. Yeah. Is ambition your thing?
Thank you, Ilana. Let me maybe take a moment to welcome everyone that is here, our stakeholders, our partners, and most importantly, our financial advisors and brokers. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. I think my core value, Ilana, yes, is ambitious, but it's actually excellence, right? And excellence is actually aspirational, right? Because, you know, you can almost look at it from a personal point of view, where it's how I really show up for my friends, for my colleagues, for my community. And, you know, in business sense, it's what value we add, right? What value do we add to our members that experience Medihelp on a day-to-day basis, right? And on the flip side, it's the value that we add to the financial advisors. How do we support them better? How do we service them better? It's the client centricity that really has been the theme of today, right? How do we assist them in growing their business while growing Medihelp's business? But as you now know, Ilana, for the campaign, I was the ambitious body.
We'll just merge the two. I like the value excellence. And I'm learning a lot today, because that's something we can all practice in our businesses and even just in our day-to-day as humans showing up for others, you know? When I look at what we are talking about today, Doctor, I feel accountable. that if I have never looked or re-looked at my personal values, now is the time. Because right now is a scheme you're showing me what I'm capable of. So thanks for the nugget of excellence. I'm really enjoying that. There are changes.
Yes.
They say it's as good as a holiday. What are the changes to the plan for 2025?
They are indeed, especially when there are Medihelp changes, Ilana.
Yes.
I think the changes are aligned with our strategic objectives and goals as a business. I think it's quite important for me to mention that. And I think, you will see as I go through the changes, I mean, the first big one, Ilana, is on Medihelp, right? And what we've done with Medihelp is that we've structured Medihelp, the plan, to appeal and to be ideal for corporate groups and employer groups, right? And when you think about that particular market segment, there's really two important aspects to it, Ilana. There's the benefits, which have to be comprehensive, so we have to be benefit rich, right? But on the other side, as equally as important, is the sensitive price point that we need to come at. And for Medihelp particularly, we have sort of come right bang there in the middle, where we offering comprehensive benefits, very benefit rich, at extremely competitive price points. Of course, I'm speaking about the value for money. So, I mean, I have to demonstrate exactly what that means, that and the client centricity. And I think the next big change on Medihelp is the fact that the child beneficiary age from 2025 is moving from 21 to 26. Thank you. And, the day-to-day average limits are going up by an average of 77%. Again, Iran, I mean, you see, some of the benefits being reduced, but we here saying that, the child beneficiary age is being increased. The average day-to-day benefits are being increased by 77%, and we're sort of hitting the sweet spot for the employers.
Kwena, I can joke about this and say you're trying to keep our kids at home because we want them to move out, But on a serious note, in terms of values and what I'm learning here, this is our way to support our family. I am really encouraged by what you just told us. And thank you. We got an applause.
Thank you, Dana. I think, and I must also mention, I mean, what we're also bumping up for 2025 is our corporate offering. Right, and Varsha and Dr. Christo have just mentioned the power of AI and technology. And what we're actually doing with our corporate offering is that we're actually going to have a digital healthcare kiosk, right? Again, I mean, there's far-reaching implications for the employees at that corporate. At a click of a button, you can interact and engage for your wellness. But more importantly, for the employer, at a click of a button, you can get a comprehensive health report for your employee base.
This is really wonderful news, and I must say quite comprehensive changes, like you've said, that surely makes Medihelp, I think, the scheme of choice for employer groups. I want to also add this, that we're in an industry where we're taking away benefits, and here you are adding on. So thank you for the gifts.
Client centricity and value for money. The second top change, Ilana, that I just want to speak about is on MedSaver. And again, I think you've just said it. I mean, we are in an industry where benefits are being cut. And I think when you look at the change in MedSave at the moment, is that from 2025, you are now going to get 2,500 per family, right? And these funds can be utilized for GP consultations, for specialists, and for acute medicine, right? And I think when you look at the current benefits today, this translates into more than 100% enhancement or increase going into 2025. But again, Irana, at the moment, this benefit was for kids between the age of 2 and 12, but next year, through client centricity and value for money, we're opening it up to the entire family. 2,500 to utilize GPs, specialists, and of course, acute medication.
This is really unbelievable. Great changes there, and Happy New Year, everyone, because it's really something to look forward to for 2025. More benefits for our Medihelpers and 100% enhancements from 2024 to 2025. I must tell you, this is unheard of in a market that we operate in, where people are literally cutting back on benefits. Here, Kwena's like, you get a benefit, you get a benefit. You get a benefit. See what I did there? I got a smile. This is extraordinary. So I think it's intentional, right?
Absolutely, and I think the business is quite intentional about providing comprehensive benefits at very competitive price points. I think, as you've probably heard this morning, we're quite intentional about being client-centric. You know, the everybody theme is exactly that. Everybody, see what I did there? And it's exactly that. You said that we have to be client-centric, but at the same time, we almost have to be cost-sensitive, right? And the last change that I want to share, Idan, is on MedMove, right? And the reason this is so exciting on MedMove is that students can now get, I mean, firstly, this is our student plan, right? But students can now get access to private healthcare for as little as, wait for it, 750 rands per month. We will be sharing additional details of all these changes at our upcoming broker engagements across the country. If you haven't received your invite, please speak to your broker consultant to ensure that you get one ASAP.
This is really powerful stuff. I can't believe what you're sharing with us. I mean, other than keeping them in the house. You're giving us a lot of benefits and a lot of support. This is wonderful stuff. I think we need to head to Slido for another question. Let's deal with this one. Which one of these options on our Slido do you think will be the best seller? I can tell you in my household, and perhaps you can relate as an advisor or as someone who works with families. Is it Medihelp, MedSaver, or MedMove, our student offering, which obviously is my favorite? Medihelp, MedSaver, or MedMove? Panel here, our executive team, which one do you think will come out tops? Dr. Christu?
Of course, MedMove.
Dr. Christu says MedMove, Vasha. Which one do you say?
MedMove.
Okay, they're on the same team. Kwena?
I'm different, Medihelp.
Medihelp, he's going to change to something else. We're going to look at Slido just now. I must tell you, so we obviously have been in discussion, and I took the offering home. I explained to the student, who's now 21 years old, that I have a plan. It involves your values, and it involves your money. Because at that rate, that beautiful offering, it's affordable, and it can teach the value of responsibility. And I want to thank you for bringing something even to our home. Well, there you have it, these options that you can choose from. Look at the surprise there. MedSaver is leading. Medihelp in at second place with 30%, and then MedMove, our student offering, which I'm enjoying, is at 80%. Yeah, but it's squeezing there. Who's voting? Go the other way. Choose the favorite. So that's quite interesting. So MedSaver came out top when I asked the question, which options do you think is the best seller? Why do you think is that?
Ilana, firstly, I mean, I'd sincerely like to thank everyone that has voted. Thank you so much to everyone that is in the studio as well as online. But I think, Ilana, the truth of the matter is that we have a winner in each segment, don't we? When you look at the Medihelp, it's an absolute winner for corporates. When you look at the MedSaver, I mean, it's just one now for individuals. And without a doubt, the panel here just said MedMove, which is the student plan. So I think for me, it is so pleasing to be here and almost be having an absolute outright winner for each segment that each plan operates in.
Well, with all the support and obviously the thinking behind all of this, we're extremely excited, and you can see it from the amount of votes that's coming through. So once again, thank you for casting your vote and for making a selection. Now, there is one important part of this conversation, and probably the one that everybody is waiting for. Please share with us our contribution increase for 2025.
Thanks, Ilana. I can almost see everyone reaching out for their pen to write down what the increase is. But I think, before we get there, and I think we were quite cost sensitive around our members' pockets, right? And I know Vasha shortly is going to share how we gave back during COVID before we get to the increase.
Yeah, so I think it's important that, we realize that during COVID, we actually gave back to our members. Our advisors would remember that point. Subsequent to that, we adjusted for, giving back during that COVID time. And now we can see a leveling out in terms of a competitive increase and it becoming more competitive over time. So, yeah, I think that's what I wanted to share on the increase.
Sure, this is amazing. So speaking of sustainability, can you touch on the solvency of the scheme?
Yeah, sure. I'll go with that one. So to date, we've seen a drastic improvement in the solvency of the scheme, and I know that's a question that the market is asking. So we've seen a 3% improvement against our budgeted levels. And I just also want to give context with regards to the solvency, just in terms of the calculation and on how solvency is calculated. The big driving factor here, obviously, is rapid growth. And at Medihelp, we've actually experienced rapid growth over the last 3 years. So that is one of the key contributors, obviously, to that solvency position. And I think with regards to all the plans we have in place, we are able to, with confidence, look forward to our solvency levels improving in the next 2 to 3 years. So I think I'm going to hand over to Kwena now to announce the contribution increase.
Thanks, Vasha. Ilana, again, I think before we get to the contribution increase, I think there's a few things, and I think the financial advisors that are both in the studio and that are online are probably sick of seeing the slide that was just there now. But the contribution increase, there's a few metrics, Ilana, that really influence it, and I think it's worth taking a minute to look at those. I mean, firstly, you've got tariffs that are between 4.5% to about 4.9%. And then you've got the supply side inflation, right? But you've got the supply side and the demand side, and those are between 1.1% to 2% and 1.9% to 4% respectively. Then you've got the reserve building. Again, these are not unique to Medihelp, but this is across the industry. But our wonderful team of executives and all our colleagues at Medihelp then had risk management initiatives, and those actually worked, to sort of reduce the impact and almost cushion us against, the different metrics. Because when you look at those, Ilana, I mean, those you're looking at around 14%, 13%. And that is what we've sort of seen in the industry with some of our competitors going in with. Now, having said all of that, before someone pulls me off the stage and puts a gun to my head, I think we are quite pleased and very proud to announce an increase of 10.8% going to 2025. Ilana, sorry,
yes.
I must say, I just heard an hallelujah. That must give you an indication of how it's
That is good news. I was holding on to my seat for this announcement.
The hallelujah should say a lot, Ilana.
I know. Thank you for the hallelujah, guys.
Also, let me welcome you to the Medihelp family.
When do I sign? This is wonderful news. And Dr. Christo, I'm looking at the real impact and management of care programs. And earlier what you said, I mean, it feels like I want to just bring us back to that again. It just pushes us in a moment where we feel like we're getting a reduction further and further. Do you want to say something on that?
Yeah, we realized while we were doing these calculations that what we're doing in managed care in our programs have a very real and a positive impact. Together, the negotiations with our partners and the managed care programs that we initiated, and there's a lot to come in that space, reduced the premium increase that we had to plan by at least 1.4%. So we know we're heading in the right direction, and it's personalized, so we know it's going to be a win-win.
Vasha and Kwena, I mean, I don't mean to harp on this, but this is really remarkable. And in order for us to stay successful, we don't really look left and right. But this is not an increase.
Thanks, Idan. I think, talking about reduction, I mean, when you look at MedMove, the 750, Ilana, translates into an almost 50% reduction for students. I mean, again, in the market that we operate in, that is unheard of. And again, I mean, to speak to what Dr. Chris just spoke about, the 10.8% is a flat increase. So it's sort of across all of our plans. But it has been a lot of hard work, and I think it's a big congratulations to the team. But we are immensely proud of that increase.
Lana, if I may just add on, and I think that increase needs to be seen in context of all the benefit enhancements that we've actually mentioned. And I think if we look at what's happening in the industry, a lot of increases are coming in quite competitively, but it's then layered with lots of co-payments and benefit reductions. So, at face value, it looks positive, but I think the deeper workings, and I've spoken to some of the advisors previous to the session, and that was one of the things they actually raised. It's now about unpacking the detail behind the increase to then completely look at what has happened in terms of co-payment structures, benefit reductions, and so forth.
Well, I think it's going to be a good month, let alone a good year. 2025 is waiting for us. And on this 1st of October, thank you for this valuable, see what I did there? Thank you for the good news and for setting us up the right way with values enhancements, so much support. Can we give our panel another round of applause? To our executive team, stay exactly where you are, because to all of you, our beautiful guests here in our studio and online, as I mentioned, we're going to email you a link and make sure that you have access to the marketing material, as well as that e-gift that I promised you earlier today. It's almost nearly time to wrap up this live stream, but before we go, I promised you 2 major announcements right at the beginning of this session. Firstly, Medihelp is proud to announce Omnihelp, a cooperative strategy designed to provide a wide range of value-added products and series developed in partnership with industry leaders Genric and Serago. Together, they have crafted a solution that addresses critical gaps in healthcare and through 2 value-added offerings, gap cover and primary care products. So we're quite excited about that. You will learn more about this at the broker engagement sessions that are starting this week, and you heard it from Dr. Christo as well. If you don't have your invitation yet, invite yourself, grab that invitation. Please come and make sure that you enjoy, learn more, and engage in all the festivities and values as well as information. Our second announcement. Now, for our studio audience, we're going to end this with a bang. Hold on to your hearts, okay? All right. For our second announcement, Medihelp is turning 120 years in 2025. Speaking of the values and legacy and reliability, so that deserves a warm round of applause. So there you see, it's 120th anniversary, 120 years of Medihelp that has been supporting South Africans with exceptional medical aid cover. Also to apply their experience and wisdom to craft medical aid and plans and value-added journeys that allows members to live their lives to the fullest. What a beautiful, beautiful way in setting out the values this morning. Then also keep an eye on our socials. Make sure that you're engaged in the website. The website's going live tomorrow morning, the new one. So make sure also to check your inbox so that you can be part of all the festivities and celebrations. But I want to thank you. I want to thank you for making time to understand, to learn, and to grow. We spoke about a lot of amazing and insightful things this morning, so thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. Remember all the details and benefit changes together with a new partnership, the digital offering, as well as the broker engagement sessions that will be in your inbox. It will be unpacked at your broker engagement sessions. And the updated website, as I mentioned, goes live tomorrow so that we can celebrate 120 years, not just next year, but from this moment on. I want to thank our panel, Dr. Christo, baie dankie. Is wonderlik. Baie dankie vir die liefde wat jy selfs hier gedeel het. Dis een van jou waardes. It's one of your values today, so we appreciate it. Let's give him a round of applause. Why not? Basha, your insightfulness, digital, when you pulled out Umpilo there, I must tell you, I was like, what is happening here today? That was really, really awesome and so cool. Thank you so much for what you bring to this panel, this business. We appreciate your insights this morning. Thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause. And then you are more than 10%. You are 10.8. Thank you. We appreciate what you do with growth and how you brought us an offering together with all the benefits and enhancements that we've experienced this morning. We're in a time where we wonder what you can do for me. And with the values you've just reminded me as well, it's what we can do for each other and it's what I can do for myself. So I think I don't just need help, I need Medihelp. So, see what I did there? Ladies and gentlemen, we can't wait to see and engage with you on the website tomorrow as it goes live. My panel's going to stay with me, and we are having a finger lunch, but you stay safe. From myself, Ilana Afrika Bredenkamp, this has been an amazing morning. Thank you for your time. Till next time.